welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 34, although it's probably more like 32 because we've continued to fail to upload these episodes for like the last 5 times because we suck at this terribly. This week, we're going to do a quick 30-minute show about the LAN since we are now, 2 days out before there are no tickets available at the time of this recording. So if you see this, knowing how it's been uploading, it's probably been like a week or so since they've been sold out. Because that's how quick we are. With me, as always, the man with the plan. My Mist of Pandaria panda of choice. LBSUTK. What's up?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show.
The show that won't ever stop.
Won't die.
And all the way across the border in a land far away, where rainbows turn into nightmares. Because it's Canada. You heard me. Mr. Hitman. Roger, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. Life is good.
That's what I like to hear. So we had I thought was a good show last week where we actually did a live review with all 4 of us playing Borderlands 2. It's something we want to do in the future. It was a test show, let's call it that, since it didn't
definitely a test.
But yeah. So what happened? Why did it? What's going on with that?
Everything was going well. It's just I forgot to click something off, one little thing, and then just didn't work out. It's a learning experience, though. We got to figure out like the technical side at least of being able to stream something like that, and we figured out layout stuff and how to talk during a live show. But yeah, no. Next time.
That's pretty cool. It's something that we want to do more of. What we're actually working on now, we're talking kind of future tense. But in this, I think this October or at least in November, we've been talking with DMzilla over at Xbox Live community and starting to put together some community playdates. So the goal of that review of Borderlands was to see how well we could handle that. Because I think what we're trying to eventually do is stream all 4 of us or 3 of us playing the game, showing the stream. There's a lot going on there. I mean, I think that's going to be kind of... Can we do that? Can we do the stream and our faces, our sexy faces? Or is it just one stream of the game? Can we do that?
No, we can do all 3 of us and the game.
You're saying because you have now Canadian superpower traffic, right? With your speeds?
Yes. I made a phone call and complained about my internet, and it's a lot better now.
Is it a new company or is it?
No, same company.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Much better now.
That's all I have to do. See, in America, I could do that, but then I'd also just pay like $1 million, and they'd want me to install a T1 line, and I'd have to sue, and all sorts of things that make our country great. So that's what we're going to attempt to do. I think hopefully within October. They were talking about giving us a play date in October, but the truth of the matter is there's not a lot of games to do a play date with. So if we do a play date, it'll probably be with Battlefield 3. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Battlefield 3. And yeah, I did get these out of a popcorn. Just talking about my glasses.
By the way, the Battlefield 3 maps are out today.
Does anyone care?
For everybody?
Yeah, for everybody. It's open now for everybody.
Did you get those maps?
Yeah, because I'm a premium member. I gotta say, oh my god, those maps are awesome. Like
really?
The things they've added into the game, it's crazy.
They're that good?
They now have this one game mode where it's like territories again, but if there's this one centralized territory in the middle of the map that both teams have to fight for, and if you hold it long enough, you get the AC-130 flying around the map. Crazy. Crazy.
Do they call it domination?
No.
Or Dominion?
Or is it called Dominions? Does it fortify as you hold it?
No automatic fortifying,
okay.
No.
LB, do you care about the map pack? Or you're not getting it, right? Are you done with... I feel like we're done. Are we done?
Try these maps out, man.
I'm done if you're done.
I want the maps, but I've got Borderlands 2 now.
There's too many
so
games.
I've been playing that a while. That's kind of holding me down. It's got my peak interest and everything, and now it's about time. So I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do that and Borderlands, and I still actually want to do some more Diablo, but Borderlands in the way, so
You're busy.
I'm busy man.
You're busy. Well, that brings up a good thing because we were talking about Borderlands last week. We didn't get to release the show because it was so terrible. But now we can at least talk about our first impressions. Now we've had almost a week. We've had a week go by. We've played Borderlands. The hype is sort of dying down, which I gotta say, this was one of those games where it was hyped, but when it actually came out, I felt like the internet exploded. It was people were like, "Jesus has landed. We all saved," and like the clouds like parted and the seas parted and people were floating, and it was. Is it that good of a game? Let's start with you, LB, because you're the one that seems to be on the teat of the Borderlands. You and what's his name? Pickford? That's his name. You and Randy.
Pickford, whatever.
You're BFFs. So what do you think right now? I mean, it's been a week out. You played for a while. What are your feelings of the game?
Well, I really like it. I mean, it's comfortable. It's going back to Pandora and a lot of stuff is familiar with just enough tweaks to it where it's kind of like, oh, well, that's pretty cool, and you're trying a bunch of different stuff and new quests. The only thing I'm kind of getting tired of right now is a lot of times I'm going back and I'm trying to play with different people, but they might be behind me. So there's a couple quests where I've done 9 times right now, and I'm kind of like over it.
Right, because you're all about snubbing out your friends, right? This is what I've learned. This is the dark side, the back alley, if you will, of Borderlands 2. You actually, Borderlands 2 is a great game because you find out, and this is my take, who your friends really are. That's what you find out. And you get left behind, and no one cares, and you can't do the content with them, and then you end up just saying, hey, would have been better on the PC. Would you agree?
No,
yes or no?
Right's correct. No, it's called the duty strat. So, I just kind of picked that up from other games like SWTOR, and you just kind of go with it, and you kind of evolve, and that's how things kind of happen, and it is what it is.
What do you think so far, Hit? I mean, are you into it? Do you care? Are you like LB, where you think it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to you in your life? Like, I think for LB, it's probably like wife, children, but now it's really Borderlands, wife, children, I think is the order now. No? Where are you at with that? Do you like it, Hit, or
me?
No? Yeah, you.
You're asking me? Oh, okay.
No, the other fucking member that's not here. Jesus.
You gotta consider me a new user. This is the first time I'm getting into the Borderlands universe. It took me about a week and a half to learn close to not everything, but I know my way around now. I really enjoy it. It's died down a little bit for me. It's turned more into addiction to looking for guns and stuff.
Right. Which is the point of the game. So that's
yeah.
a fair. So yeah.
And I'm playing it every day. It's kind of like Diablo to me. Like,
right.
Turn it on for like an hour and then go and do something else. Just look for loot. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I mean, I don't dislike the game. The problem for me, and comments on this too, LB, because this is perfect for you since you have problem leveling in other MMOs and stuff like that. Does it feel like it takes a long time to level, or am I just shitty at this game?
No, it takes a long time.
Right?
No, you're just shitty at the game. Actually,
okay, that's fine. That's good to know. I mean, I'm glad to hear it. So I mean, so you're saying you feel like the pacing is all right? It feels a little slow to me. I don't, and maybe it's because I'm jumping around with other friends too, like you were saying before, which kind of.
Well, it's also
down.
It's not kind of like Guild Wars where every level is the same amount of XP or whatnot.
Right, it's got the old style.
Yeah, so it's 1 through 10, you're gonna rank up pretty quickly.
Right.
Past 10 to 20, you get it's taking a little bit longer. 20 through 30, it's gonna take a little bit longer.
Right.
That kind of stuff. So you do have that to deal with and to adjust to. But if you want people to level quickly and you have, you don't want to be patient about it, you can always play with somebody who's a higher level and just kind of coattail on their XP and their fast rate of extra XP that they're pulling in.
Interesting. So what's your top level now? Because I think I'm a 14 or 15, I want to say.
My main tune's a 21. Almost excuse me, I
Baller.
got to 22 last night. So
Wow.
22.
Now, do the bosses get any harder at that level? I think I've.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they do. My thing right now is that I actually feel like I'm losing interest in the game because, I mean, and this happened with Diablo 3, and I think it's fair to say that dungeon crawlers kind of have this problem where it's repetitive. I mean, you go out, and a lot of times in Borderlands 2 especially, you overlap the same maps that you've seen. So, like, you'll go do a set of quests, you'll go back to Sanctuary, which is their sort of, I guess, base. And then once you leave Sanctuary, it'll sort of take you back to where you were to do another set of quests. And whenever I sort of see the same environment for too long, for a period of time, I start to lose a little bit of that interest. Is that, I mean, how do you guys feel about that in terms of them not rehashing, it's a terrible word, but just kind of using the same environment over and over again? Do you feel like that's a little much, or I don't know?
I think you kind of do stay in some areas a little bit too long. I think they could kind of spread it out a little bit more, but as you do progress, start getting into those high teens and stuff, you do start hitting different areas and quests, and actually some bosses actually become too difficult. Like last night, we had this, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the quest, but it was literally, there are 5 waves you have to go through. And the first 4 waves are just, you're in this like arena type area, and all these NPCs are coming at you and everything, and you're killing them and everything. And then you get to the 5th level, and then there are 5 levels to the 5th level. So it's literally, that's the longest quest I think I've ever had in Borderlands or Borderlands 2.
Like it
it's
just
literally
kept going.
It's like an hour to an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, I've definitely noticed that, man. Like last night, we said, okay, I was playing with Derek D. Smooth Millen and Tiffany Electrify Faria, our editor, and we were playing. And I was like, okay, guys, I got to go to sleep. We got to work tomorrow. Let's do this one last quest, and then we'll go to sleep. That was the dumbest thing I've ever said, because the quest lasted like 4 hours, and it would not freaking end. And we kept being like, oh, well, there's got to be a boss coming soon. It's been 45 minutes. There's going to be a boss, right? And we just kept going, and there was no boss. We kept going. There's no boss. Finally, I had to be like, guys, I can't. I'm dying here. I'm dying. I got to stop. So they do have a lot of that, follow one breadcrumb, which leads to 2 breadcrumbs, which then splits off into 5 different trees, and there's side quests everywhere. And while I do love that, I'm a little bit of a completionist, and the problem is once you out-level a quest, it's really not within your best interest to go for that quest. That's one of the flaws I see, because the experience in terms of that exponential curve you were talking about, I'm at a level 11, and then I see, I think, level 7 side quest. The difference in XP and money was so vast that I was like, well, why would I go back there? I'm going to get guns I can't use with money that I don't need, an experience that's not big enough. I mean, have you noticed that problem, or are you doing all the side quests, or are you just kind of doing the main storyline to get through the game?
I'm doing as much as I can at that time. I mean, like you said, I'm not going to go back and finish off, a quest that was meant for like level 2 or 3, because, like you said, it's going to be like 10 XP and, $20, which isn't going to be anything for me.
Yeah.
But as I'm going along, I'm trying to hit all the quests I can to get as much XP I can. So there's not a lot that I'm leaving. So I keep going like that. But I think what you might find discouraging is that you're not going to hit that max level through the first playthrough. I don't know if you know that or not.
Is this true?
Yeah, you're gonna have to go through playthrough number 2, and then I've even seen playthrough 2.5. So I don't know if you're gonna hit 50 sometime through playthrough 2, if it's gonna be early on through playthrough 2. That I don't know yet, but there's definitely talk of when you get to the final boss, like in Borderlands 1, which is the Crawler Max or whatever it's called. That thing was a pain in the ass unless you had the right stuff. That was a tough-ass boss. And they said that this new one is even worse than that. And so you better be ready. And they're like, don't even try to go in unless you're max boss. They're like, you're just wasting your time and wasting your time.
See, that kind of ticks me off a little bit, though. You're telling me that I got to play the game all the way through more than twice to get to the end of the game?
Could could be. I don't have the exact facts, but that's what the impression I'm kind of getting at. I mean, honestly, I think you're going to max level at playthrough 2, and playthrough 2.5 is going to be a super quick mode that's going to get you to that final boss. But at the beginning of playthrough 2, I doubt highly you're going to be 50. I'm going to guess maybe you're going to be around 40.
Wow. So I mean, Hit, as a new time player to Borderlands, now knowing that you can sort of spend upwards to 2 full playthroughs to get to the end, do you think it'll hold your level for that long, or do you think or interest rather, or do you think you'll kind of just like phase out and maybe switch to a new game by then?
Hearing this for the first time, that kind of angers me. Like, really? Not really?
Yeah.
Maybe even 1.5, but like 2.5? That's crazy. No, I don't know. I don't see myself playing this more than once, to tell you the truth. I'll probably just beat it, but no, I can't see it holding more than that. Maybe in the next like year or two, I'll pop in every once in a while, but I don't even prestige in Call of Duty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think that's what it comes down to.
The whole thing is you're not going to finish it at just one playthrough or a half playthrough because you're not going to get to that final boss.
You're not going to. Yeah, I know. That's angering me, kind of. That's annoying.
People in chat are saying you got to calm down. You're getting out of control right now. They see you've gone from a light sleep to slightly waking up, and that's when they know you're angry. When you're actually waking up.
All true.
That's true. It's all true. It's very true. But yeah, I mean, to wrap it up, I think that it appeals to a very different gamer, depending on who picks it up. The one thing I could say about LB is he's the one who's actually stuck with Diablo 3, and they mimic the same type of playstyle. I got to the end of Diablo 3. I killed Diablo and was like, there we go. We're done. Let's put that sumbitch away. Let's get on to something else. But no, it's your type of game, I guess, huh? You like you want to grind it out.
I kind of really want to finish Inferno mode to get to Diablo and finish that off. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people do that, so it's kind of like, hey, I finished it on Inferno mode. But
hey, LB, can you talk about the I heard something about Diablo 3 Inferno mode being easier?
Oh yeah, they've nerfed that puppy to the ground.
Patch 1.0.4 has been a very good thing for Diablo.
It's called LB mode now, I think. They changed it's no longer Inferno.
They've nerfed a lot of stuff, a lot of like elites and bosses and stuff. Before you would fight them and die within like a half second, and any damage you did on them, they would repair back. So all of a sudden you're going back in their full health and you get fisted once again. But now you can last a little bit longer. You can take down their health, and the health you've taken away will be there or will not regenerate when you come back. So you keep progressing and you're going along.
Every guy wants to last a little longer, so that's good.
Oh yeah. It was the Viagra for the
D3. Of D3. I like it. So yeah, they've made some changes there too, but rightfully so. That game was a little tweaked on the what I like to call the Asian side. You had to be a professional Korean gamer in order to finish that puppy off. And they were like, wait a minute, people like LB are playing this game. Let's nerf the shit out of it. And we'll be good to go. Wow. So yeah, that's Borderlands 2. Everyone should at least pick it up. I think it's worth the money. And like I said on the last show last week, there's no point in me hyping it. The entire planet has hyped the shit out of this game. More than Halo, I would say. Would you agree? I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, I think it's just kind of here now, but I mean, if you do any type of Twitter following or have lists or anything, if you follow Gearbox or follow Pitchford and everything like that, they're giving away those golden keys like it's crack dealers looking for new friggin' customers.
They're smart about that.
Oh, Jesus, you're just throwing them out. If you're not watching, like I was able to get 2 last night, and I was like, damn, I got it. So I was really excited about that, but they're just giving them out. Just put them in your Twitter or the tweets. And watch for it.
What does a golden key do?
Golden key makes it so you somehow enjoy the game. Right, LB? It's like crack. It's actual crack.
When you go to Sanctuary, there is a golden chest that you open with your golden key. And as you do that, it dishes out 2 high-level purple guns. And the thing about that is you need to understand is You still get that high level purple gun if you're a 1, but you kind of want to hold on to your golden keys to, you know, later levels or max level, so you can carry that really high level purple gun at the end, because eventually if you got it too early, you're going to out level that eventually, and you're going to kind of be like, you know, throwing over your shoulder, I don't need this anymore.
Wow. Well, all I know is Sarcasmo is saying that he actually talked someone out of buying the game.
Yeah, I saw that in the chat.
His reason was because if they have to sell a shirt with the game, can't be good. I agree with that statement.
Sell a shirt.
If they're giving free shit away with the game, how good can the game be? You don't need to buy my love with your shirt.
They give away stuff with every game now.
Yeah. No. Hey, look, Big just is in. Hey, what's up, Big? How you doing? Anyway. So now we're going to switch over to the LAN. We've talked enough about freaking Borderlands. Everyone's playing it. If you're not playing it, you're not cool. That's how pressure works in our little community. Only cool people play Borderlands. So go check it out. And if you haven't noticed, there is a division up, and there's tons of people actually talking about Borderlands. It's pretty popular. There you go. Now, Chicago LAN coming to a close. We are finally selling within the last couple days. We're almost out of here. We've got like, well, I said 50 tickets. We're close. We're close to selling that.
3 days.
3 days left.
How close are we, Duty?
Well, including all the people that are coming along to help out and whatnot, we're already at 52 total people that will be there. So we're actually a little bit over, but we've got enough tickets to sell over that, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. So November 9th through the 11th, Chicago. Now, what we wanted to do on this show, since we're coming to the end and tickets will no longer be available, is talk about what to do when you come to the LAN in terms of prep. Because now we're talking about what is everyone going to need to bring. One of the things what we were discussing was the lack of TVs, that we don't need you guys to bring TVs. This is the one thing that people try to bring every year. They're like, yeah, I know that you guys are renting TVs, but do you care if I bring my 55-inch plasma with stereo surround sound on a pickup truck and wheel that bitch in? Yeah, we care about that. That's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason is because we have a limited amount of electricity. Believe it or not, electricity is not free. And when you tell a hotel that you want to hook up 40 Xbox 360s with 40 monitors with Rock Band, well, no Rock Band this year. We have a Rock Band ban. But sometimes we have Rock Band. All that shit together, that costs money, people. And so we always say, do not bring. Now, Hit always does whatever he wants and brings his own shit, right? You're bringing your own monitor because you're a douchebag? Right? Is that right?
Yeah, I'm bringing my own monitor and my computer. But I'm gonna record, so I'm a little different.
Right, you're doing it for reasons that I guess make it okay.
Yes.
Because that's the thing too. We're gonna try to stream the entire LAN. That's the big goal here. And then one of the other things that we wanted to talk about is tournaments. This time around, we actually want to have some semblance of tournaments. Now, of course, everyone knows that this LAN's coming out like 2 days after Halo 4. So obviously, Halo 4 is going to be probably all over this LAN. Yeah, most likely it's going to be everywhere. So what we're going to want to do, since Call of Duty won't be out yet and we are going to have Halo, we're going to mix in a lot of Battlefield 3 and Halo. Probably more Halo than Battlefield 3, sadly. But we're going to try to have some tournaments. Like, so on Saturday, that's the long day. We're going to try to do a couple free-for-alls throughout the day. And I think that'll be kind of fun. I think what year was it, LB, that we did the, I don't even know if you were there. I think you were there. That we did the free-for-all tournament with Smoke and all those guys. That went pretty well, no?
For cash?
Yeah. What year was that?
That was...
that was 2 LANs ago, no?
Was it 2008?
Yeah,
or 2007?
2007.
No, 8.
No, it could have been 8.
I was there, that's why.
Oh, okay. All right,
he did it multiple years, though, actually.
Yeah, but the big one, there was one year that we did it. I always like the tournaments because I think the only problem with the LAN, not that there is any problem with the LAN, it's perfect. But if there was a pretend problem, it's that since we don't have like a scheduled time, we try to keep it as free and as open as possible when it comes to like, you don't have to be there at any certain time. You can come and go as you please. The only thing with that is it does sort of tend to loosen up the LAN room. And sometimes there's like not a lot of people actually playing in there because there's like 40 people at the bar, and there's, people over here, and there's just people everywhere. So the cool part, I think, about that having a tournament is just getting every single person into that room and, having an actual competitive. Sometimes the competition's good, I guess is what I'm getting at. Sometimes it's nice to watch Hitman go -13 in a game while you just laugh and shame him from afar. It's probably the greatest thing. Wouldn't you agree, Hit? That's the highlight of your LAN experience, is being just really terrible at Halo?
Never gonna be able to shake that, am I?
No.
One bad game. One bad game.
One bad game led to a lifetime. But no, I mean, you like the tournaments, right, LB? Uh-oh.
I hate free for all, to tell you the truth.
Oh, I hate it.
The truth comes out.
I think it's the biggest bullshit game ever, because it's like, yeah, it takes skill, but you're gonna have one guy turn around a corner, seeing 4 guys fighting, and you're gonna mop up. So I hate free for alls. I much prefer team ones where it's a little more realistic. But I mean, it's a good thing for the LAN. It's a good thing to get people involved. But personally, zero fucks given on my. You
don't like the. Well, I think the problem with free for all, and like you were saying, the reason people tend to shy away from free for all is that it's kind of an any man's game. I mean, yeah, there's skill involved, but the skill from free for all usually comes from being the biggest douchebag humanly possible. You have to
That's right.
You want to wait till someone's almost killed someone and then run in and be like, bah! In your face!
Run away.
And then you steal the whole show. You want to hide and be a total douche. That's a douche man's game. It's a good game. That's why it's my game. I like free for all. Huge fan. No, but so we want to do that, but we also want to try to do some team games as well. So if you want to hang out on Saturday, that's the day to really, I would say Saturday is the day to be there for the actual LAN experience. Now, if you want to come and your sole purpose, which I would say is 90% of the people that show up to the LAN, if your sole purpose is to get really, really drunk and pretend that you're still in college, then you show up on Thursday. Now, that is a little bit, there is no LAN party that happens on Thursday.
No LAN.
There is no LAN. There are no video games. So if you're socially awkward and you're afraid to shake hands with another human being or high five or possibly get into a bar fight, then you probably don't want to show up on Thursday. But I will say, if you are looking for the most fun in the Tool to Play, if you want to know what Tool to Play is about, if you want to get down to the core of Tool to Play, if when you sign on to Tool to Play, you say, this doesn't seem like a very mature group of older gamers, you will know why if you come to the Thursday LAN. Because it is true that we are, in fact, not mature. In fact, we're just a terrible group of human beings. Thursday rolls around, chairs are flying out windows, babies are lost, can't find them anywhere. Fire in the hotel, everyone's running out. It's a fantastic time. Fantastic. So there's two variances with the LAN where Thursday's more of the let's hang out. It's that sort of, I've never met you before. Let's grab a beer. Let's grab 6 beers. Holy shit, it's been 15 beers. Where am I? Why am I in a parking lot naked at 3 a.m.? And then Saturday is more of the, let's actually play some video games while being as drunk as we were on Thursday. So, I mean, and if that's a thing, then, you should go. And Biggs, you should go too. Looking at some people in chat right now. Some old schoolers. Don't be a wuss. Tell the wife and kids that you're taking off for 3 days, coming to Chicago, and you're going. You got 2 days to buy these tickets. 2 days. One of the big things that we want to talk about, and I don't want to talk too much about the LAN, I just wanted to do a quick little show about it, is everyone's been asking who spent the $3,000 to sponsor the LAN party. And a lot of people thought it was a company. They were like, what company would spend $3,000, blah, 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 blah. I wanted to make sure it was okay with him before I actually went out and, discussed anything about it, because it's a friend of the site. But I did get the okay.
A drum roll?
We're not gonna do a drum roll. It's not a huge. Well, it is a huge deal, but it's not. I don't want to make a giant deal out of it. He did it out of the goodness of his heart. But the reason I want to talk about who did the sponsor is because it's all really about the Wounded Warriors Project. And if you don't know what Wounded Warriors Project is, it's basically a group. I believe they're a non-for-profit. And they help wounded veterans sort of get back on their feet. It's the main goal. People that came back from Iraq, people that came back from Afghanistan that were hurt in any way, shape, or form, from the extreme to the non, they help them sort of get back into society and get on with their lives. It's a fantastic cause. It's one of those things where there's no reason to be against it. You want to help people that were injured, people that fight for the country. There's absolutely no reason that you should be against this type of thing. And of course, Tool to Play is not. So a lot of the reason he did donate is because he was in this position. If many of you know geriatrics, I mean, he's been on the site since early 2005. One of the not founding members, but core members of Tool to Play when we first started. Was really enthusiastic about Tool to Play and played with us all the time. Well, his brother, Chaser21. I don't know if many people probably don't even remember him, simply because he was always sort of with Jerry in that sense. But he decided that it would be best to give back to Tool to Play because we helped him so much in his time of need, which I find ridiculously heartwarming, and I can't really thank him enough. It's real one of those things where someone that's gone through so much that then wants to give back just out of the goodness of his own heart is absolutely dumbfounding. So Josh basically wrote me a couple weeks ago about why he did it and whatnot, and I wanted to at least give you a little bit of what he wrote me so you guys can kind of see where he's coming from, and hopefully it at least inspires you to go check out Wounded Warrior and maybe give them some donations of your own. But anyway, so I'm going to read this to you guys just so you know. So this is straight from Josh. Hey, Duty, this is CHZR21, Geriatrics brother. We used to play a long time ago when Wheeze and Geezers attended the 2005 and 2006 LAN. And by the way, those were fantastic LANs. Jerry had a kid and went off to Afghanistan, and I went off to Afghanistan a bunch of times with work, and so Xbox days were pretty much coming to an end. Then one really shitty day in December 2009, I got hit by a suicide bomber and Quoused Afghanistan. Now, if you guys don't know about Quoused Afghanistan, it's the forward operating base Chapman attack, and it's in Wikipedia. So it was a big attack, and they lost several people. I think they lost 9 actual military personnel, and a lot other were hurt, and he was one of them. He goes on to say he spent a few weeks in a coma, and then after a few months was in the hospital. It took about 2 years to get back together, so I could continue to work in Afghanistan, and now I'm back and fully recovered, and currently I'm chilling in the lovely land of Jalalabad, Afghanistan. So he's back there now, and that's a real name. But he will definitely be back for the November LAN, so that's great. He recently tried his account on Tool to Play and couldn't believe it still worked after not being around for so long. He then noticed that there was a thread started by Jerry and replied to by some of the good folks of Tool to Play and the Wheeze and Geezers, talking about how they were supporting him through his tough times. He goes on to say a couple nice things there as well, but that when he read about the LAN, he felt compelled to help out. It takes a little. He just wanted everyone to know this. He hoped it takes a little bit of the stress off everyone's shoulders in terms of getting everyone to the LAN to play and have fun. And as for a company sponsor, he does not want anyone to be sponsoring it, but if he wants to, if we feel the need to sort of, make a sponsor of our own, this is where he goes on to suggest the Wounded Warrior Project. He says, these guys were extremely helpful to me and my family, and I wasn't even injured while in service like a lot of the other guys were. They do great work for the injured and their families and coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm not asking people to donate money, but to put the name of the group on there seems like enough. And of course, he goes on to say, hoist your drinks in the air, and no matter what, for all the days and weeks that he's been a part of Tool to Play, you can always count on Tool to Play to sort of come back to, and we've always been there for him. So that's kind of a little story there, and I really wanted to do this show mainly to highlight this, and of course, the LAN itself. But it was just something that was really special to me. I wanted to make sure that he was okay with it as well. So again, I'm going to keep saying this as much as possible. I'm probably going to be a broken record for the next couple of weeks here. But I want to make sure everyone knows about Wounded Warrior Project. Just give it a look. There's no reason. It's Wounded Warrior. I think it's woundedwarriorproject.com. .org. So go there. You know, there's a million ways to help. There's a million ways to donate. It's obviously helped him in a very profound way, and even more heartfelt for me as you know, the founder of Tool to Play and LB and all these other guys. Hearing a story that Tool to Play was also what sort of shaped him and helped him get back on his feet when times were rough. So, Josh, I appreciate everything you've done, and I only hope that we can live up to it in the future. It really does mean a lot. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it was such a nice gesture. He literally made the LAN happen. And I know, you know, you look at Kickstarter and you see that we've got, you know, $6,500 right now or something like that. The LAN was placed at around $5,000. That's generally how much it takes to put on something like this. And so without his cash, there'd be no LAN. So it's really one of those things where one person made such a big difference for everyone else. I mean, all the 50 people that are showing up, the guys that are coming, the staff members of Tool to Play that don't do anything other than work really hard for free. It's people like this. It really goes to show that the work that we put into Tool to Play actually matters to other people. And it's a community that, you know, gives back 100% of the time. So, no, I mean, I really just appreciate it. I'm sorry I kind of took a lot of time on that one, but it's one of those things where, you know, it's a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal. And I know LB, we joke around a lot on the site as well, but I mean, you know, there's one thing I could say, we've got huge bonds here at Tool to Play. I wouldn't change it for the world, and I absolutely cannot wait for this LAN. So if you want to meet a fantastic human being in Josh, November 9th through the 11th, come on over to the LAN, and we'll have a beer in his honor, and obviously in the honors of everyone else that's fallen and stuff. So yeah, woundedwarriorproject.org. Don't be a douche. Be good to somebody else once in your life, you pieces of shit. Right, LB? We got to guilt them into it, man.
That's right. Sack up.
Yeah,
let's go.
Up. So yeah, and I appreciate even everyone even coming into chat to even hear me give my little sap story for a second. But you know, it's just one of those things. I mean, and LB can contest to. How long have we been doing this? Not the show, but like how long have we been playing games together? It's gotta be
2005-ish, 6-ish.
God, that's depressing.
I know.
It's far too long.
Well, it's a while. I mean, you know, there's guys I've been playing with a long time and everything, and the LAN is honestly what is really weird is when you get to a LAN, you may have preconceived notions about people. You're like, oh well, you know, so and so might be a little douchey, or so and so seems a little off. But you get to the LAN, you get comfortable with people, and you're like, wow, you know, they're kind of cool. And you really figure out like, hey, they're, you know, in real life they're decent people and they want to go out your way, and you actually leave the LAN almost with more friends than you did coming, because you're like, wow, you spent time with these people. You may have, you know, had a few beers, split a pizza, thrown a sandal at them or something like that, and
yes.
It's a good time. So I think it's really worth it if you can swing it, if you can do it.
Of course,
it's a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive. There's no question. The one thing I would love to do is, I mean, as the LAN grows, we can make it cheaper. It sucks that there's that sort of barrier there where you know, you've kind of got to, it's got to get big in order to make it cheap. We can't do it cheap and have 4 people show up because, you know, renting a room in a hotel is not the cheapest thing. Although we've gotten better at it every year. I will say, every year that we've put on a LAN, I've learned more about how to dealing with the hotel is the pinnacle of your cost. That's where all this stuff sort of falls into place. So finding the right location, finding the right place, and finding the right deal is absolutely crucial. I mean, and that's on me. So hopefully every year I get better at that and we do something. But I will say, I mean, the big thing that I have to go on LB's point here, and we'll wrap it up in a little second, but leaving the LAN, the funniest thing about going to the LAN, and I could even use HIT as an example, you play your games with your group of friends, and you think that and not that you think, I mean, they're your buddies, you play with them every day, but you might go to the LAN and you might find somebody there, like a little Canadian nugget, I call Hitman. The friend from afar, who knew, But no, the reality is what I'm trying to say is, you kind of meet other people. Like, when you say hit that, like, it sort of widens your social circle once you kind of meet all the other people of Tool to Play that maybe play different games than you. No, I mean, like, what's been your experience, I guess?
The 2 lands ago was the one that was my first time, and once I got to that land, and Tool to Play got even more serious after that.
Yeah,
at
it's
least
weird like
in
that.
my own experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got to meet new people that I still talk to today, and that was good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up. I don't want to take too much people's time because I'm ridiculously tired, but I wanted to get that out there. I wanted to at least talk about Josh and what he's done for Tool to Play. And I'm hoping more people see this because I want to make sure I'm going to try to get this on the homepage this week before the ticket sales run out. But, if you're having trouble getting to the LAN and you want to go, everyone can private message me and we can kind of talk things over. We got plenty of people that come and really help set things up. And I will say, setting up the LAN is a pain in the freaking ass. So if you want to get up at 5 a.m. and tear shit down on a Sunday, send me a private message. That shit's fun. Right, LB? That's right.
It's so much fun. It is better than actually Thursday, Friday, and Sunday combined.
Right, yes. The work.
Oh, yeah.
Moving TVs with a hangover is the fucking greatest. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. WoundedWarriorProject.org. Go there. Don't be a dick. And we'll see you later. I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert. You can hit me up on the Twitters, DOODIROCK. My lovely co-host from the West, LB. How do they find you?
You can find me at Twitter at LBSUTKE.
Brother from another mother. All the way from Canada.
You can find me on Twitter at i6hitman and my Twitch gaming channel at twitch.tv/i6hitman.
Go there. Everyone should go there. Hit's doing some pretty amazing stuff with his streaming. He's like the streaming nerd for us.
Soon I'm going to be able to stream to both my channel and Tool to Play.
Soon he's going to be streaming, and it's going to be inside your eyeglasses. He's got the eye Google thing like totally worked out. It's going to go right in your eyeballs. Retina streaming. Thanks everyone in chat for showing up. You guys are the reason we do it because honestly, why else do it? It's just I don't want to do this with no one hanging around. It's great when you guys are around. I love it. Catch us next week, November 9th to the 11th. Remember, Chicagoland. Don't be a fucking pussy. Come to the LAN. Make me use dirty language. Don't be a cunt. Can't say cunt. Right? Not allowed to say cunt. And we'll see you guys next week. Like last night, I told you I was trying to play fucking Borderlands, and then the mop came out. I played that. Then I played Guild Wars. I'm dying, dude. I am on 2 hours of fucking sleep right now. I can barely even see straight. What is your camera doing right now? What is that?
What's happening?
What
oh my god, it's falling.
What are you doing? Is that a Mac? Is that a Macintosh? Was that an Apple II GS? Yeah, let's see the layout here.
Where's my Mac keyboard?
Here's the problem. You've got a Mac, so you're already failing. You can't do Octagon with people. Like, you can't do Team Octagon. It feels weird.
Sure you could.
You can't do Team Octagon.
Sure you could.
The Octagon's like, 8 men enter, 1 man leaves. Octagon. That's what that is. What? I said it's 8 man enter, 1 man leaves. Octagon. That's like a trademark at the end. Octagon.